The 1940s and 1950s featured underhand serves as the standard technique. Players stood behind the end line and used a pendulum motion to contact the ball below the waist. The serve was a setup tool, not a weapon. Accuracy mattered more than power. Teams focused on starting rallies cleanly rather than scoring aces. The floater serve emerged during this period, creating unpredictable movement through the air. Players learned to contact the ball's center without spin, causing it to wobble and drift. This made passing more difficult even at low speeds. Serving zones were unrestricted along the end line, allowing players to serve from anywhere behind the court. Rules during this era emphasized ball control and consistent rallies. Side-out scoring meant only the serving team could score points, reducing the importance of aggressive serves. Teams prioritized keeping the ball in play over taking risks with powerful serves. Overhand serve. The 1960s brought the overhand serve into international competition. Soviet players pioneered the standing overhand technique, using height and leverage to generate more power than underhand serves allowed. Japanese women's teams added precision to the overhand motion, placing serves to specific zones. The standing float serve became the new standard at elite levels. Players tossed the ball higher and contacted it with a flat hand to create movement without spin. This technique produced more unpredictable flight paths than underhand floaters while maintaining consistency. Topspin serves began as experiments. Players tried adding forward rotation to make the ball drop faster, but control remained inconsistent. The technique required perfect timing between the toss, approach, and contact point. Most players stuck with float serves for reliability. International competition spread these techniques globally. Teams studying Soviet and Japanese methods brought overhand serves back to their home countries. By the end of the decade, underhand serves had disappeared from top-level play completely. Power serve. The 1970s marked the beginning of serving as an offensive weapon. Brazilian players added athleticism to serves, using their entire bodies to generate force. The standing overhand serve evolved from a simple toss and hit motion into a full kinetic chain involving legs, core, and shoulders. Jump serves debuted in international play during this decade. Players experimented with taking a short approach and jumping before contact, similar to an attack. Early jump serves were inconsistent, but showed potential for speeds exceeding 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. The topspin serve gained acceptance as players improved their technique. Forward rotation made the ball drop sharply after crossing the net, reducing the margin for error in passing. Receivers had less time to react and position themselves under the ball. Net height standardization affected serve trajectories. With consistent net heights across competitions, players could practice specific serve angles and know exactly how the ball would clear the net. This allowed for more precise targeting and tactical serving. Teams began dedicating practice time specifically to serving. Coaches recognized that aggressive serves created passing errors, leading to easier attacks. The serve transformed from a neutral starting point into a potential scoring opportunity. Jump serve. The 1980s saw the jump serve become a dominant technique in both indoor and beach volleyball. Karch Kiraly popularized the jump serve in beach volleyball, using his approach and timing to generate speeds over 100 kilometers per hour. His success inspired indoor players to adopt similar techniques. Indoor players modified the jump serve for the larger court and team dynamics. They took longer approaches, often starting from several meters behind the end line. The running start generated more momentum, translating into higher ball speeds and steeper angles. The float versus spin debate intensified during this decade. Jump float serves combined jumping power with unpredictable movement, creating a hybrid weapon that was both fast and difficult to read. Jump topspin serves offered pure speed, but with more predictable trajectories. Serves became primary scoring weapons rather than rally starters. Aces increased as serving speeds exceeded defensive reaction times. Teams with dominant servers gained significant advantages, sometimes scoring 3 to 4 consecutive points before opponents adjusted. The gap between men's and women's serving speeds began widening noticeably. Men's jumping ability and upper body strength generated higher velocities, while women's serves emphasized placement and movement over pure power. Specialization serve. The 1990s introduced the libero position in 1998, fundamentally changing serving strategy. With a specialist passer always on the court, servers needed more sophisticated tactics than pure power. The libero's presence forced servers to vary speed, placement, and spin. Players developed signature serve styles that became their identities. Some specialized in jump floaters that moved unpredictably. Others perfected high-speed jump topspin serves. A few maintained standing float serves with exceptional placement. Short serves to zone 1 became tactical weapons by serving just over the net to the right front corner. Servers created passing difficulties and limited setting options. These serves required perfect touch and timing to avoid net violations. Video analysis improved serve placement exponentially. Teams studied opponents' passing formations and identified weak passers. Servers targeted specific players and zones based on statistical analysis rather than intuition. The jump float serve emerged as a distinct technique. Players jumped for power but contacted the ball without spin, creating a fast floater that dropped unexpectedly. This combination proved extremely effective against even elite passers. Speed served. The 2000s became defined by serving velocity. Speeds consistently exceeded 110 kilometers per hour at elite levels as players optimized their approach mechanics and contact techniques. Jump serves routinely scored aces against world-class defensive systems. Giba's jump serve became legendary in international volleyball. The Brazilian outside hitter combined a powerful approach with precise contact, generating serves that curved and dropped sharply. His serving runs often decided close matches in Brazil's favor. Rally scoring increased serve pressure dramatically. Every serve could result in a point for either team, making serving errors more costly. Players had to balance aggression with consistency, finding the optimal risk-reward ratio. Hybrid serves developed as players experimented with combining techniques. Some added slight topspin to float, serves for faster speeds with maintained movement. Others used side spin to curve serves away from passers. Technology began tracking serve speed and placement systematically. Radar guns measured velocities while video analysis mapped landing zones. This data helped players identify weaknesses in their serving technique and opponents' passing formations. Modern precision served. The 2010s brought serves to their current peak performance. Speeds reached 130 plus kilometers per hour, with Wilfredo Leon setting records that still stand. His combination of height, approach to speed, and contact technique produced serves that defensive specialists struggled to control. The jump float serve reached perfection during this decade. Players like Matt Anderson mastered the technique, creating serves that moved erratically while traveling at high speeds. The jump float became as effective as jump topspin serves for many players. Serving zones and rotations were optimized through extensive data analysis. Teams identified which rotations offered the best serving matchups and designed their lineups accordingly. Coaches substituted serving specialists at strategic moments. Analytics determined optimal serve targets based on opponent tendencies. Servers received detailed scouting reports showing each opponent's passing percentages from different zones. This information guided serve selection and placement decisions. Men's and women's serving techniques diverged more clearly. Men emphasized raw power with serves averaging 100 plus kilometers per hour, while women focused on movement and placement with speeds typically 20 to 30 kilometers per hour, slower but equally effective through deception. The current game of modern elite volleyball features serves averaging 100 plus kilometers per hour at the highest levels. Players have multiple serve types in their arsenal, selecting based on game situation, opponent formation, and personal feel. The one-dimensional server has become obsolete. Serving runs decide close matches regularly. A player with a hot serve can score 4 to 5 consecutive points, creating momentum shifts that determine set outcomes. Coaches plan timeouts strategically to stop opponent serving runs. Technology assists training in unprecedented ways. Biomechanical analysis identifies mechanical inefficiencies in serving motions. Virtual reality systems let players practice serves against simulated game situations. Data analytics provide immediate feedback on serve effectiveness. Tactical serving based on opponent analysis has reached sophisticated levels. Teams study hours of video to identify passing weaknesses and serving opportunities. Servers receive real-time information from coaching staffs about which zones and techniques work best against specific opponents. From underhand consistency to 130 kilometers per hour weapons, the serve transformed from a game starter to a game winner. Modern players masters multiple serve types, proving volleyball's endless evolution continues with each generation of athletes pushing technical and physical boundaries further.